Welcome back to LeflerMotors, where on today's riveting episode, I have been left at the mercy of the United States Postal Service. In such, I am going to be behind schedule getting parts for a couple other projects. And currently my shop is full of spiders. I made a short or a TikTok on that. So I'm today going to do a little bit of like maintenance inspection on all my daily drivers, the cars that I don't really ever show on the channel. And so, you know, not the most excitement of your life, but you know, maybe you get a little behind the scenes on some of the cars that you probably won't regularly see. So stick around. We're gonna start with this one right here. So what we have here is a classic 1994 Chevrolet 1500 rear wheel drive. You know, you got the classic OBS pop the hood. Oh, all this pollen. Well, this one's got the 5.7 350 TBI. Everything under here is pretty decent, actually. This is one of the few I actually take care of. This truck was my grandfather's truck. And, oh yeah, it rained, so it's got some of that bed drip right there. As you can tell, the rear wheels and the front wheels don't match, and there's a good reason for that. It's because it's cheaper to buy a set of wheels than it is to buy tires for the wheels you already got, so that's how I'm rolling. The body of the truck is actually a decent shape, except for the fact that my grandfather owned it previously, and he worked construction his whole life, and some kid done backed a backhoe into the fender here and, you know, just lightly tapped it and tore it all the way up. But other than that, she's pretty solid. She's got your classic OBS Chevy dash. I mean, all 25%, all 23%, all 22%, all 20% of the dash is still intact. The interior is pretty good. The only thing I don't like is my grandfather replaced the original radio. I'm a big fan of factory radios, so, you know, it breaks my heart. I do need to grab my breakfast. It is 90 degrees outside today. That hits the spot. Back here, you know, she's all pretty clean. I think I upset the neighbors that normally like to park here. They pulled in and saw me like with my camera out and then just like stopped and parked somewhere else. I am tired of living in an apartment, I'll tell you that. We're in the process of buying a house, which is part of why videos are getting delayed, and you know, I never really have money for parts. Hopefully we can close on it. We're in underwriting right now. I've never bought a house before, so I don't know a whole lot, but yeah, hopefully we can get out of here soon, and I don't have to stress people out with having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars in a parking lot I'm only supposed to have 2 in. Also, we've got the rusty exhaust delete, so that's good. It sounds phenomenal, honestly. All it is both exhaust pipes rusted and fell off there, and then a hole rusted out of the muffler. And that's how you can achieve this luxurious sound. I mean, that's a nice truck. Obviously, I've got the lid flip. Let's go ahead and get this one powered down just a little bit. There's really not a whole lot that I need to do for this truck. Just kind of wanted to show it a little bit. I should check the oil. It burns a little bit of oil. It's got 370,000 miles. So it's gonna burn some oil. But I just did an oil change on this one a couple weeks ago. I did both my trucks at the same time. And we're good on oil. Just want to double check, make sure we actually have some coolant in here still. Got a little bit, I can top that up. So Should have some in the toolbox. Yeah, I'm just gonna top up the coolant just a little bit. I'm just gonna add it straight to the reservoir. What it is it has a little bit of a crack in one of the freeze plugs, and I really just haven't gotten around to fixing it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, these are kind of the trucks or the vehicles that I drive pretty regularly, so I keep an eye on them more regularly. They don't really sit very long, and you know, it's one of those things, if you kind of keep up with your car, you can let the problems go on a little bit longer. You know, fully prepared for that freeze plug to just blow out on the highway. So I keep multiple jugs of coolant and a replacement freeze plug and tools in this. One of the little rubber freeze plugs. But for now, I don't really care too much to pull the starter off and replace the freeze plug and all that. I let that be a side of the highway in the 90-degree weather emergency. Never in the comfort of your home. You never want to set it aside. Other than that, you know, if the coolant level, level's good. There's not really anything else to look at on this, honestly, that I really care about. I mean, power steering is leaking. There's a pinhole in this hose right here, so that's why this side of the truck is shiny and that side is not. But you know, honestly, it's not bothering me. I'll probably wrap some electrical tape around it until I get around to actually replacing it. But again, you know, the truck runs great, so if it ain't fixed, don't break it. Not sure if there's anything else. You know, I write my oil thing not on the filter, but you know, I put my mother's maiden name up here on the dash so I can see it. Yeah, but this is my 1994 C1500 that I got from my grandfather. I have another truck that I got from my grandfather. It's much worse. Well, I guess before I go get the other truck, I do have another truck that I should do something about. The S10, you guys remember that. Did a whole video on this truck and got it running, and I like never drive it. I just move it around the parking lot once in a while, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move it to a different parking spot so they can't say that it doesn't move. A lot of pollen lately. There's a wasp in here, fellas. Moved, correct. Yeah, I'm sure the people in these apartments love me. Hopefully, less than 2 months to go, and then I'm out of here. But yeah, the S10 still runs. The S10 still does donuts in the parking lot. Still burns out a little bit. Still on the same tires. Still on the same high quality tire that I brought it home with. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. House, barb, house, skull, yeah, barb, house, GMT800, barb, house, barb. Deborah took the wife and kids. Barb, skull, yeah, house, brother. All right, so here is my GMT800. For those who know, it's a 2000 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LS with extended cab, 8-foot bed. And, you know, she's got a little bit of rust, you know, down here on the rockers. Just a little bit. I mean, honestly, is it even noticeable? I mean, just a little bit of rust. You know, so it's good. You can eventually put a license plate in there. She's got these fantastic Toyota Tundra wheels and some even more fantastic holes and rust in the frame. But, you know, solid truck. It's another one I got from my grandfather on the free. I was originally going to use this as like a tow peg, but, you know, I had to pull the bed off to replace the fuel pump like not long after I got it. And I took one look at that frame and I decided the 32-year-old 4L60E could continue to haul whatever I needed instead of this. But, you know, I still drive this to work from time to time. You know, and I definitely drive it for like revivals because I've got a air tank in the toolbox, so I have air lines on both sides, and I've got an inverter with some electrical outlets on both sides. Definitely makes it convenient for, you know, anything. If I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I can work on it. Go ahead and give you the grand tour of the interior. She's dirty. She's a truck. She's no classic car. She's a workhorse. You know, and then we've got headliner kind of just tacked back into place. Still got all my tools in there because I was working on some other stuff. You guys aren't going to see that for a little bit. Go ahead and pop the hood. If you watched the Mercedes video, you already know how I pop the hood. A pair of vice grips. And I'm going to unlock the door since I hit the lock button, because key doesn't work for the doors. She's got the 5.3 Vortec, and this one's got close to 400,000 miles on it. So both of my trucks from my grandfather are about 400,000 miles, and that one's 300,000 miles. So I got over 1 million miles worth of Chevy in just these three. Now this truck really has the self-changing oil like you wouldn't believe. Oh yeah. Yeah, I need about 2 quarts because I drove it yesterday. Now my work commute is 84 miles one way. So that is about 168 miles round trip. Full oil, did that round trip, it's just about 1.5 quarts, almost 2 quarts low. So that's what you can expect out of this. And so, you know, as you would, I never really do a proper oil change on this. I just change the filter every few months. And I just let her eat. Some days she gets oil, some days she gets stop leak, some days she gets both. But gas is over $4 a gallon, so she's not getting both anytime soon. The coolant has a slow leak on the radiator. I'm gonna throw some JB Weld on that, but you know, for now I just throw a little Dex Cool in here every once in a while. I mean, the trucks, they both kind of have their problems, and they're problems that are easily solvable. Just a little bit of leak here. Well, that one you probably have to rebuild the engine for the oil. But you know, just little issues here, and it's like, you know, it's not going to stop you from driving a car. You know, if you just keep an eye on it, leaks are really not a big deal if you just keep an eye on, like, taking care of it. And someone needs to get their brakes done. Worst part about working on stuff here is someone's going to see me working on stuff, and then they're going to want me to work on their stuff. I am not a mechanic. I will not work on anybody's stuff but my own. And I don't even want to do that, but in this economy, no. All right, let's fire her up. Thanks Sony cameras for overheating. That's great. Anyone else, like, did I get a bad camera, or are Sony cameras just bad for overheating? Because I see people sell like little fans to go on them, but I don't know. I don't feel like I've been recording a whole lot, but I don't know. The camera just cut off because it was too hot. Well, here's the car I hate the most. It's my 2008 Lexus IS 350. Clapped. If anybody watching wants to come steal this thing, be my guest, because I'm tired of it. It's not bad. She's missing a rear bumper. The exhaust is a lot worse in person. I don't know how it sounds on the camera, but she's not a terrible car. It's just too many electronics, too much nonsense, and it's teenager owned. So I paid nothing for the car, literally just traded it for debt. Somebody owed me money, so I took the title and put a new engine in it. I've got do an oil change on it. The oil on this is like 10 months out, but it's only got like 600 miles on the oil, so technically I need to do an oil change. But other than that, I mean, 600-mile engine, it's fine. But yeah, not a huge fan of this car. I'm gonna let it run just a minute and then we'll do an oil change. I've kind of been ruined, thanks a lot, Dalton from Pole Barn Garage and Buff's Garage, because now every time I think about, oh, well, I'll do an oil change real quick, why not catch that on camera? It's extreme oil change, just stuck in my head. So thanks. I can't even think about changing my own oil without going dun 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 dun. All right, we can at least make some improvement to this. Oh yeah, she's not so bad now. Kind of completes the whole look. It's basically a build. I don't want to see any pictures of this thing, and I'm tired of respecting all builds group on Facebook, because this is a official build. What is pouring out of that? Don't you just love jacking up your car and all the water starts coming out of the frame? Oh yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. All right. Extreme water change. I've got to stop watching YouTube. I will say this is probably the only vehicle I've ever owned without a bunch of oil on the bottom of the engine. So that's nice. It's got this dumb cartridge filter, so you gotta pop that out and slide it in like a German car, but and then the drain bolt's over there. So I'm gonna save you guys all the excitement of the extreme oil change. I've really gotta get that stuck in my help. I gotta get that out of my head. So I'm just gonna do an oil change. But here's the basics. You just unscrew that and then you slide the filter in, O-ring, and screw it back down, and then the rest of it's normal. So not a whole lot of excitement, not the most insane thing you'll ever see. It's metal housing, so there's no need to write your social security number on it. So I'm just gonna change this oil real quick. Well, in case you were wondering about the quality of less than 1,000-mile oil, actually it looks pretty good. It's a little dark, but it's still mostly clear. There it is on my hands. Would have been perfectly fine to keep running, but with the age of the oil, I worry about the viscosity. I mean, it still feels fine. It smells just fine. It just smells like oil. So just figured I'd show you what it looked like. Also, pro life hack for all you stay-at-home lube techs. You know, if the oil bolt's on this side of the engine and you've jacked up this side of the engine, you know, it's kind of going to sit like that. So the oil bolt's going to be a little higher than the bottom of the pan. If you've got the clearance for it, I mean, this is a pretty low car, it still has the clearance for it, just let the jack back down while it's draining. And it's not going to hurt anything, you know, and then it's sitting even, which is how it would be at a shop. So, you know, explaining that to all the people that already knew it, and everybody in the comments going to be like, you don't go tell me that. And I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to make an exciting oil change. They've been ruined for me by some guy in Missouri. Didn't the Fairly Odd Parents say that Missouri, that frowning is the state sport of Missouri? I don't know. But, you know, partially exciting oil change. Alright, so today's flavor of oil is the cheapest mobile full synthetic that they sell on Rock Auto. Have I made it abundantly clear that I hate this car? Please, for the good of the car, somebody come buy it. This one calls for like 6.8 or 6.9 quarts. For those of you curious, that means 7 quarts goes in here. I don't care. If it's got a little extra, it'll burn it. If it's a little low, figure it out. Well, unfortunately, this one started again. I make it a real big point to never use copyrighted music in my videos. And then you got people just strolling through my apartment complex, just blasting whatever they want. And they just drive through just to smoke whatever they want to smoke and do whatever they feel like, because nothing matters. They don't even live here. But again, hopefully within the next 2 months, we'll have a house. And the house we're looking at has a shop. All of it can be on one property. Imagine the YouTube content that can be available. And then I don't have to lock my car doors every 5 minutes. Hooray! That's enough of a rant. Does this thing still drive? Unfortunately, it does. Please, somebody buy this car. I really want to crush it. I never drive it. It's like just awful. Like, I mean, it runs fine. It's fine. I do take care of it. But I don't like it. I'm gonna pull it back in this parking spot. All right, that's enough of a drive. I've driven this thing all I want to drive it for the next 6 months. All right. Car's for sale. Hit me up. All right, I guess now it's time for Dad's car. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know if it's gonna start. Yeah, this pollen is ridiculous. Let's see, I think I had to jump it off last time I drove it. Probably have to jump it up. Oh my, it's hot. It's hot and it stinks in here. Oh, please just start. Oh, good. Okay, thanks, Dad. Oh, it's so hot. It's like, oh, I just gotta roll all the windows down. Open the sunroof. Breathe. It stinks so bad in this car, just like old car, you know, it's that like moldy, thick air. This thing just sat for a long time. Oh, it's rough. All I really got to do with Dad's car is, you know, just kind of put some miles on it, let the battery charge up a little bit, you know, get stuff moving around. That's one of the things that when you start getting a lot of cars, like, you know, I have a lot of cars. I have 16 cars right now. Once you start getting a collection of them and you've got quite a bit that actually do run, a lot of your time gets tied up in, you know, you should really drive the car for like 20 minutes, you know, 30 minutes once a week. I mean, if you have 10 cars that run and you want to drive each one of them 30 minutes a week, that's 5 hours, just like that. Yeah, it's one of those things that get tied up. I don't know. It's a nice car. I did a full video on it. Or, well, I didn't really do a full video. I did a bit of a video when I was getting it out of the shop, and I got real sentimental, and I was like, well, you know, my dad's been gone a few years. I kind of want to like have his car just back on the road pretty much full time. I don't know if that wind is terrible on the microphone. I might roll up this window. I'll put up with a little extra heat so you guys don't have to put up with a whole bunch of sound. But yeah, this one does not really leak any coolant, which is crazy because the radiator is covered in so much like patch putty, it's not even funny. My dad was probably the biggest inspiration for being a cheapskate when it comes to cars. My dad, I have to, if I ever find it, I have to show it to you, but somewhere in the shop, I have a box of North Carolina 10-day temporary tags. Back in the day in North Carolina, you could just go get a 10-day temporary tag every 10 days. It is a rule now in North Carolina that you can only get like 2 or 3 temporary tags before you have to get an actual tag. And my dad is actually the reason why that is a rule, and it is with this car. Because my dad had like 3 years of 10-day temporary tags on this car. And my dad just like duct taped and zip tied, whatever. My dad was like dirt poor, like nothing to his name. And you know, I'm not digging on him or anything like that. It's just, that was just the reality of the situation. But he always made a car run. He always got something fixed. He made it work. And that's kind of the spirit that I try to embody with my YouTube channel, is like, don't worry about restoring a car. Don't worry about fixing it proper before you drive it. Just patch it together just enough to get it on the road. Do the bare minimum. Because once you start driving a car, that's when you really want to start fixing it. Once you actually get it on the road, you know, it's gonna be so much better. I mean, this car right here, if you've seen the full video on it, you know, it doesn't even have an ECU. Every light on the dash is on because the computer's fried. It has no radio, no lights, no turn signals, nothing. Or no, I think the turn signals work. It has no headlights and stuff. Everything's just kind of rigged up with like random wires. But I love this car, and it drives great. And you'll have a lot more motivation to actually fix a car when you're driving it. Pulled her on down to the local park next to the DMV, across from the Bluebell ice cream factory. Bluebell on the sign over there. You can go in there in the summertime, Monday through Friday, and go in the lobby and get a free sample of all their different flavors. It's actually pretty nice. One of the perks of living here. But you know, ain't she just a beauty? Don't mind that. Don't mind all the little quirks. Again, it's a beautiful car, and eventually I'm gonna get some stuff done with it. But you know, my wife's got her little Squishmallow guys back here, and you know, she picked out that little license plate frame for me. I thought that was kind of cute, so I'll keep it on here. And this was my dad's touch. I think that's supposed to say rough country, but for some reason they spelled it wrong. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, man, I mean, this one's nice. I get it out in the, oh, come on. Come on, I'm talking about how nice you are. Just behave. But yeah, so that's what? Both, 3 trucks, the one Lexus. I've done 4, and I've got, or in this, so 5. I've got 2 more to look at, so I'm gonna get this back home and get to work on one of the other ones. I totally didn't just drive this one down to the Bluebell factory as an excuse to get a little ice cream. Yeah, I'm really trying to keep up with my figure. I'm focused on my low carb, my high protein, you know. I remember I was pretty big when I first started this channel about a year ago. I remember that Grand Marquis video I did back in May when I first found it, and I was running from the starter solenoid to the other side to spray brake cleaner, and I was just a little too chunky to make it around without running out of breath. And yeah, that changed some things. And then, you know, now I got a kid who's almost a year old, so I can't go to Bluebell every day. I mean, I would never go to Bluebell in the first place, but you know. What is it, Subway? You guys could have told me I left my drink in the old Blue over here. Oh, I'm so thirsty. But you know, when all you drink is like 3 energy drinks and maybe a soda a day, it really gets to you. All right, so next we have my 2004 Lexus LS 430. This is the real daily driver. This is the real deal right here. I put most of my mileage on my commute on this, especially in the summertime, because this is like one of 2 cars I own that have AC. And this one gets almost 30 miles to the gallon, which is pretty impressive for a V8. The only thing is, last year I hit a raccoon. So the bottom of the bumper is zip tied on, and I had to pull a raccoon out of the wheel well at 3 in the morning, which was fantastic. The clear coat's kind of fading. If that Poppy's Patina or something wants to send me some samples, I've got plenty of cars to test it out on, and I'll see if it does anything for that. I don't know how much it costs. I haven't seriously looked into it. But yeah, this is the main daily driver. This is the grocery getter. This is, like, I've got the car seat for my son back here. It's kind of a mess in here, but you know, I'm on the road a lot, so. The only thing that I absolutely hate about this car, the only thing, is I got, what are you doing? Why are you zooming? I didn't ask you to zoom. What's wrong with you? The only thing I really hate about this car is I got out of it at a gas station like a year ago, and I bumped into the mirror. So now when I cut the car on, the mirror folds out. Oh man, that AC feels good. And you have to wait for it, and it's you can't just like disable. There's no fuse to pull out for the auto folding mirrors. And $600 a piece for the mirrors, unpainted. And I need both sides because they're both messed up like that. And that's more than I paid for the car, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to like shoot a screw to hold the mirror in place, but I'm thinking maybe wrap it in zip ties or something, because I will eventually replace it. But for now, no. For now, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy this AC. Also, check this out. This is a pretty cool feature. I'm not big on like technology cars, but look at this. You hit this button right here, and maybe it'll start. You're making me a liar. What's wrong with you? Hello? Hello? Are you stuck because it's hot? Oh, now it's starting. No, they're getting stuck. What do I have to do for you? There. The vents oscillate. This car is clapped. Every car I own is a piece of junk. Check this out. I've got the typical Lexus herpes dash, but if you live in the South, that's just what's gonna happen. I mean, look, it's not even St. Patrick's Day. It's 82 degrees outside right now at 5:30. Not even the hottest part of the day, but at least the seats have AC. It's gonna yell at me because I don't have my seatbelt on. No? But yeah, this is one of the nicer vehicles. I've never opened the sunroof on this car because I have very bad luck with sunroofs, and it has cloth headliner, or like the cloth interior, all that, and it's a very light color. And I'm kind of worried that if I open the sunroof after it hasn't been opened for years, that it's just gonna like crack the like rubber seal, and then it's gonna leak, and then I'm gonna have to deal with that. So I don't care about the sunroof very much, so I'm not gonna use it. As far as this car, like I said, I drive it just about every day just because of the good gas mileage and the AC. And the only thing I really gotta do is an oil change, because I'm at 4,800 miles on the last oil change on this. And I change the oil on this every 5,000 miles. I'm probably not gonna show that because I already did the oil change on the other Lexus. And I actually have a video on doing an oil change specifically on this car, because for a little while I was thinking maybe I'll do like tutorial videos sometimes, but you know, that's not really the kind of thing I'm trying to go for, is tutorial videos. I'm kind of trying to be more like entertaining, if you can't tell by how fun my voice sounds right now. So if you are interested in seeing how to do an oil change on this car, feel free to check it out. It's in like one of my shorts because it was like a 2-minute video. Just a quick, brief how-to. But I wanted to show you this car because I'm in the mood of showing all the cars that I've got trapped over here at the apartments. And I'm gonna do an oil change on this real quick and then get to the last, but definitely not the least amount of problems. And that's Diego over there. Oh boy. Actually, I'm gonna sit in this AC for a few minutes because that feels good. I've been out in the sun all day and I am fat. All right, and last and least, we have Diego. My wife named this one. This one is a twin. If you've ever seen my very first video on the channel, you saw a black Ford Explorer. That one's name is Dora, Dora the Explorer. I actually put like mailbox stickers that say Dora the right there. You know, got the Buc-ee sticker because you gotta have Buc-ee's. This was originally the parts car to fix Dora, and then well, you know how that goes. The parts car's not so bad, so you start building the parts car into an off-road rig, and now you need another parts car. But you know, if you buy another parts car, then you're just gonna have 3. So, but this one, you know, she's a little rough. She's mostly just for off-roading. The battery has been a sacrifice for many a project, so she just doesn't hold a charge anymore. The interior's kind of rough. That sunroof leaks and the windshield leaks, so it gets kind of moldy in here. She got all the doors locked except for this one. Here you go. We got a creeper. Oh man, if you can't tell, my wife really enjoys this. She drives this the most. And she's got all her little ducks up there because when she used to work at a gas station before she got pregnant, and everyone always called this her Jeep. So she thought it would be funny to just put ducks all in it like it's a Jeep. Oh. It's got a little bit of a coolant leak. I haven't really investigated that. It developed like a couple weeks ago. It's just been leaking coolant. It's probably the water pump. But let's check on the oil real quick. And yeah, it's got oil. It looks disgusting. I think it's been maybe a year since I did an oil change on this one. You know, the cars that I daily drive, I take less care of than the cars that I don't drive at all. Well, maybe it does have some juice. It sparked. Did the light come on? Maybe there's a chance. Very unlikely. It's got lights in here, 10 volts. Nah, there's no chance. Let me put some coolant in this and I'll jump it off with the old GMT 100. If you ain't cooling, you're fooling. Oh yeah, completely just empty. I'll probably just put the rest of this jug in it. I don't drive it enough to it actually need to be filled. It needs a new radiator. They were just running water in it, the people I got it from, forever. So it's all rusted out, which is why it's probably the water pump. And I don't know, it's never overheated on me, no matter how little coolant is in it. It's gonna take every drop of that, isn't it? Nope. Yeah, I'm just bubbling up. Yeah, that's probably good. That'll be just enough. It'll have something in its whistle. All right. Got the cables, got straight to jumping. Fords are pretty notorious for their neutral safety switches. That's enough pollen for one day. All right, and here's the grand tour of old Diego. She's got the 5.0 V8, so she's a really good one. My other one's a 4-liter, and I was gonna do the 5.0 swap, but like I said, this one, I paid $200 for this, and it was in good enough shape. I mean, I did this whole build for, in total, like $1,000 I think I have in it. Just spray painted the wheels and threw the caps back on, so they kind of look like Police Explorer wheels. The tint was high quality when I got it. I'll probably redo that. And they never tinted that window. All the rest of them were tinted. They just forgot that one. I don't know what's going on. I threw this speaker I got off Marketplace for $100, and oh, you kidding me? All right, well, there's a full oil change in the back of this, so I could do an oil change. Probably won't. I drive this thing maybe 50 miles a year at this point. Ever since, you know, my wife had a kid, she doesn't drive, so this is what she drove all the time. And, you know, I don't really get into off-roading that much anymore. But it is pretty nice. The roof rack was pretty cheap off Amazon. All the lights are Nightlight brand off Amazon, little Chinese, but they're really good quality. And I got this little plate that I wired in that, you know, has switches for all the lights. So, you know, really testing that battery right now, but can't really tell that they're on. But they're really bright at night. They're pretty good. This one, again, has no AC because the AC clutch was acting up, so I just I just got a shorter belt and just said screw it. But, you know, if I fixed that, it would have AC because it did before. But she's pretty good. I mean, she scoots. She's pretty rattly. I've got a fresh set of seats, and eventually I'm gonna redo the interior on this, and when I do, I'm throwing enough sound deadening to make the floor 6 inches taller. So, all right, can you go ahead and go so I can just do a loop-de-loop around? Again, we're trying to buy a house and not live in an apartment here soon, so, you know, wish us the best. We're in the underwriting stage. I don't know anything about home buying, but you know, I feel like we're doing pretty good. Nothing fancy. It's like 1,200 square foot, but comes with an acre of land and a small shop in the back, so, you know, it'll definitely be better for us, and I won't have to pay so much renting out the shop that I have. And it won't be a headache, you know, working all the time and then having to drive across town to go to the shop. So definitely would help with getting videos out a little bit better. And then I won't have to worry about playing musical cars. They can all have a dedicated spot, you know, because I won't be trying to hide how many cars I have from the landlord, because I'll be the landlord. It'll be my land. It's my land. This land is my land. Went off on a tangent there. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just park this one over here. Yep. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around to the end, just watching me tinker around with the daily drivers and some of the cars that just aren't ever on the channel. You know, like I said, I kind of got screwed by the post office. A lot of my parts kind of got stuck in that limbo that happens sometimes, and you know, my shop's full of spiders. I got a short on that you can watch, because that Mercedes-Benz I picked up a couple weeks ago was just... That Mercedes-Benz I picked up was full of spiders. It's gunshots. We live in the city. So, you know, I'm ready to get out of the city. I'll tell you that. I'm not a city guy. But yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave it a like. If you subscribe, maybe. And, you know, I'll see you guys next time.